everybody. I'm Dave Brown here at ringside. Welcome to CWA Championship Wrestling. Boy, we got one for you today. By the way, I'll be joined by some special guests. Andy and Debbie Montgomery, a special co-host, coming up in just a few minutes. Right now, I want to tell you about what we got coming up. Master of Pain is going to be here in a single match, but that's just the beginning of it. You'll also see Black Bart, Dirty White Boy, a couple of rugged guys teamed up here. A little bit later on, brand new tag team to this area. Some names you're familiar with, but not wrestling together as a tag team. They call themselves the Blackbirds. They have their manager with them. They will be here later today. You will also see six-man tag action on one side of the ring. It'll be Dustin Rhodes, Jeff Jarrett, and Freddie will be in the ring with them. That's not all. I don't know if we're ready for this or not, but in the ring, we're going to have the King going against, in a boxing match of all things, Ronnie P. Gossett. All of that coming up later on. You stay with us. We'll be back with the opener in just a moment. Back here at ringside, and as we promised earlier, joined by Andy Montgomery and Debbie Montgomery right here. We're going to be commentating. There are guest commentators off and on during the action here today. So
guest questioners.
Okay, be asking questions and all of that sort of thing. Hey, some question about what happened last week as we had the DI and Doug Gilbert. And they jumped Rick Morton. Rick Morton back in the area and looking mighty good. And take a look at what happened last week.
You know, I've been on tour across the country with my partner, Robert Gibson. And I'm telling you, we're strong and we're as popular as ever. And we're back here when we started, baby, back in the CWA.
All right, watch it, Rick. The DI and Doug Gilbert.
Hold the phone there, Eggplant. I got a couple of things to say to you, Pally. The first thing is, you need to kind of grow up. You've been doing this teeny bopper routine a little too long. You need to get a little bit lower like my man right here and be a real man like Doug Gilbert here. That's a young man on the rise. You are trying to be a young man and need to rise on out of here. You know, today's my first day back here, brother, and I'm going to make the best out of it. That's why I'm walking off here, bud. Wait a minute, boy. You ain't
Hey, come on, Doug. Doug Gilbert holding him up and a DI with a chair to the midsection. Goodness. Can we get Ricky some help out here? Come on. Jumping 2 against 1 out here during an interview, for goodness sake. Doug Gilbert hammering him with a right fist while the DI's holding him up there. Yeah, insulting Rick. Talking about his hair and the rock and roll. Oh, yeah, big right fist. Way to go. 2 against 2 big guys against Rick Morton. Out here. Yeah, it's mighty easy to jump somebody when you're 2 big guys against 1 out here who was doing an interview, but it's going to be a different story next time because Ricky's going to have a partner, and as his partner, it's going to be the superstar Bill Dundee, and here's what Dundee had to say about it.
Doug Gilbert, if it came to talking, your partner would be the world's champion. But it isn't about talking, it's about wrestling. And I don't know what's got into that boy, the drill instructor, ex-Marine. That's what he fought for this country, to make it great, because you can have anything you want. Your politics can be what you want. Your choice of music can be what it wants. And he wants to go around knocking it. He knocks Ricky Morton because he likes rock and roll. He knocks Bill Dundee because he's not American. I'm American, brother. Don't make no mistake about that. The difference between me is I'm Australian by birth and American by choice. Figure that out, brother. Think about it for a little while. I'm American because I want to live here. This is the greatest country in the world. If you want to say something, you can say it. They don't put you in jail for saying it. Freedom of speech, that's what it's all about. But this idiot gets around and fatigues, and he wants to knock everything. Well, we've already proved to you 2 on 2 that we can hold our own with you and that DI drill instructor. I'm not knocking you, brother. You're big and bad. Marines are all big and bad. You're an ex-Marine. Dougie, you're from a wrestling family. You know all about wrestling. But so does Ricky Morton, and so does Bill Superstar Dundee. And this week, brother, we're going to give you another lesson in wrestling. Like I said, drill instructor, if it was talking, you'd be the world's champion. But it's wrestling and fighting, and we can hold our own with you, boy.
Boy, he's not very tall. He weighs 214 pounds, but he's one of the toughest wrestlers pound for pound in the world. DI and...
That's right, the DI. I don't know why you called me out here, but I'll tell you one thing, pal. I already had been bothered once this week when they came to my base, and I don't need to say it twice. Evidently, senility is running in on you too, isn't it, pal? Gilbert, let's get out of here. I've already said it. Watch the tape, idiot.
Do we have a tape? Let's take a look at the tape of the DI.
Eggplants in the CWA wrestling territory. Yes, this is the DI. Guess what? Couldn't get a civilian crew out here, so I had to get somebody from the military to take my picture and let all you people out there in this wrestling area know one thing, that I'm the DI, and myself and Doug Gilbert are coming to Yorktown to take on Bill Dundee and Ricky Morton. Those two fellas, Ricky Morton is got that long hair and that rock and roll style that just aggravates me. And that foreigner, Bill Dundee, who's just a little bit too much for me. He came all the way over here to the United States from Australia to take my money. I fought, I bled, and I sweat for you people. And what do you give me? You give me a rock and roller and a daggum foreigner to wrestle. That's not what I would consider too smart. Well, the DI only cares about one thing, and that's you, Morton and Dundee, and my pal and I, Doug Gilbert, are going to take you out. Remember this, the thought of you two beating us is kind of like George Washington crossing the Delaware, wearing a pair of Jordache and carrying a Sony. It just don't fit. Goodbye.
Well, in the ring right now, we've got Ken Raper. Ken Raper waiting for his opponent, the big Master of Pain. Here he is, 6'9", 325 pounds worth, out of Atlanta, Georgia. Raper out of Memphis, Tennessee. Ronnie P. Gossett is manager, the Master of Pain's manager. It's going to be a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match. Master of Pain grabs Ken Raper, backs him into a corner, wasting no time going to work on him. Andy and Debbie, this is one of the most rugged wrestlers around here, this big Master of Pain.
I can tell by the dog collar that he wore when he came out here.
Let me borrow this microphone, Yip and Yap, if you don't mind scooting over. Dave Brown, I'm a little disappointed in Dutch Mantell and the Master of Pain.
Why is that,
They've
Ronnie?
let me down the last few weeks. They let Jerry Lawler get to me. They let senile Jackie Fargo get to me, let alone cost me $1,000. We had a long meeting this week, and I can assure you that's not going to happen again. Nobody's putting their hands on Ronnie P. Gossett. We've been training all week. We've been running 20 miles a day. And when I get through with this boxing match with Jerry Lawler today, I'm training for Jackie Fargo. I'm going to hit Fargo so hard that pacemaker will go out his ear, and he'll return to the St. Barnabas nursing home where he belongs.
Well, it's the word from Ronnie P. Gossett. He's had a long talk with the Master of Pain and Dutch Mantell, and they say they are not going to lose again. Well, the Master of Pain has just won his match here. I think the Master of Pain had a comment or two. Maybe we ought to take a listen to that right now. Well, I don't know.
I missed it after this guy shoved me out of the way.
Yeah.
Talk. I missed everything.
Well, the Master of Pain wasted no time, 58 seconds, and he just went to work on Ken Raper and just beat him right there while Gossett was over here running his match. Porky, Porky, the fans are yelling at Ronnie P. Gossett. Yeah.
Here you go.
Dave Brown, if I hear this Porky again, I'm leaving this studio. I am not Porky.
Well, that certainly didn't stop the chanting at all. Ronnie P. Gossett. Well, there they go. Master of Pain with a victory here.
I think he's a nice guy myself.
No, not very.
Yeah.
Got some repair work to do on the ring. While they do that, we'll take a break, and we'll be back with you here in just a moment.
Hello, everyone. I'm Roger Webb with Championship Wrestling. Excited about something coming up at Riverside Downs this Wednesday night.
Well, I'll tell you, Roger, I am too. You know, this is something that is going to take place Wednesday that I've been looking forward to for a long, long time. The fans have even come up to me many, many times and said, why aren't there state tag team champions or state wrestling champions that you could compete against other states and other champions from other states and other regions and that sort of thing? So Wednesday night here at Riverside Downs, Eddie Marlins, the entire promotion company here, has put together an 8-match tag team tournament that's going to do that. They're going to crown newly formed Kentucky State Tag Team Champions right here. It's going to all take place right here at Riverside Downs in Henderson this Wednesday night, and I'm excited just to be a part of it because as you can see right there, 9 top tag teams are going to be be in here. And, of course, I guess Mark Starr and Chris Champion, because they're the CWA Tag Team Champions, they get a first-round bye. But me and my partner, Freddie, here are looking forward to our big match. Go ahead and tell them, Roger, what some of the matches are. These are just the first-round pairings, right?
They're super, too. Billy Travis, Frankie the Thumper Lancaster against the Dirty Dutchman, Dutch Mantell, the Master Payne, Dundee, and Ricky Morton going against the D.I. and Doug Gilbert.
Yeah.
Then Jeff Jarrett, Dustin Rhodes teaming up to go against Black Bart, the Dirty White Boy, and then your match, and one it's a son of a gun. Jerry Lawler, Freddie, and the Blackbirds.
Yeah, we're going to be going against the Blackbirds and that little wimpy manager, Harold Harris. And what this looks like is it's going to all boil down to just 2 men left, and then they're going to take on those big Kentucky State Tag Team trophies. And a little cash prize goes with this, too. We're not going to mention that. But just the prestige, and then we're going to be going against the Tag Team champions from Arkansas, from Tennessee, from Ohio, from Indiana, from all over the country. And these matches can take place right here in Henderson, Kentucky. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be Wednesday night. The only bad thing, we may have to go against a team like Jeff Jarrett and Dustin Rhodes or Bill Dundee and Ricky Morton. But anyway, it's going to be a big night Wednesday right here in Henderson.
All right, coming up right here, we got more tag team action for you. Here comes the Dirty White Boy and Black Bart. Black Bart has the CWA heavyweight title with him. Is that a branding iron, Dave? That's the branding iron he's got with him, the infamous branding iron with BB for Black Bart on it out of Pecos, Texas. Dirty White Boy out of Bucksnort, Tennessee. And I tell you what, well, there comes the belt and the branding iron out of the ring. Thank goodness the branding iron has been handed out to security and will be leaving the wrestling area.
Does that mean he's in a good mood, Dave? I mean,
no. I don't think Black Bart's ever in a good mood, you know. Here underway. Dirty White Boy starts it off with a big, whoa. He got him with a broad iron across the back and then chopped him. Match coming up with Jeff Jarrett and Dustin Rhodes with a Dirty White Boy and Black Bart. And here's what they had to say about that match coming up.
Jeff Jarrett, Dustin, Hunk Boy, Rhodes. Guess what, boy? You can bring your baseball bat. You can bring whatever you want. Because BB and the Dirty White Boy is going to be around. And old Black Bart won't be very far behind White Boy. Because you know why? Both those boys never was and never will be just like their old men. Because, gentlemen, if you think for 1 minute that you can crawl in the ring against a Dirty White Boy or Black Bart, you got another thing coming, baby. So if you want to team up or you want to go in singles, come on. We'll be more than happy to oblige. Waiting on you.
Dave, Black Bart's not a happy camper, is he? No, he is not. He is rather intense individual. He is, look at him. That little short fist, he doubles up that fist. Now, the referee warned him about that fist. That's, of course, illegal, but it doesn't stop him usually. Tag made Dirty White Boy coming back in. And Keith Eric goes flying into the rope.
wow.
And got him with a double arm coming off of there. Dirty White Boy. Rather intense individual himself right here. Dumps Keith Eric over his back. Look at him, go right to work on him with a boot.
I like to put my kids in there, and I think they would like behave for the rest of their life.
It would certainly get their attention, no doubt about it.
Great.
Dirty White Boy throws Keith Eric down on the floor. Now Black Bart down. Grabs him out here on the floor. Picks him up in the air.
Wait a minute.
And slams him down to the concrete floor. You know, it's one thing to be slammed in the ring, bad enough, but down here on the floor.
And close to where we're sitting. That's not good.
Yeah, a little too close. Look out. Bart picks him up, shoves him back into the ring.
There he goes again.
Yeah, the big body slam, this time in the ring. Black Bart, he just leaves him lying there. Goes over to the corner, climbs up on the ropes. Remember, this guy weighs 300 pounds.
Now, if he ought to do this.
Yeah, this is legal, believe it or not. He jumps off those ropes onto him and just heads for the corner.
These guys are spending more time in the air than in the ring, huh?
It's true. But there they go again. That extra momentum. See how he helped him spring down the air, count of 1, 2, and it's all over. Keith Eric gets pinned. So Eric and Tim Hall lose it. The Dirty White Boy and Black Bart as they come.
Get out here about me a while ago, woman. I don't like women talking about me at all.
I didn't say nothing.
Not at all.
Come on, Bart. Let's.
Hey, come on, Bart. You mind your own business.
You guys,
She was saying she thought you were one of the best wrestlers she had ever seen in her life. Weren't you, Deb?
you don't wrestle over here. Take it out of here. Get back to the dressing room. Little help here from Jeff Jarrett and Dustin Rhodes. Over here, a couple of words with them. Hello, Jeff. Welcome back here. Dustin, good to have you back here again. You guys have had some tough action, got some tough action coming up.
That's right, Dave. There's a lot of things going on this week, a lot of action, and I guarantee you one thing that I'm thinking about is the tag match coming up with myself and Dustin against Black Bart and Dirty White Boy. And they're out here running their mouth talking about we never will be, never has been, talking about our dads. Well, Black Bart, I just want to say one thing. Last week you found out when I brought my bat to the ring and you had your branding iron, you didn't fare so well. Well, this week, you know, it's going to be 2-on-2. It's not going to be 2-on-1. That's how you guys like it. It's going to be 2-on-2 in a tag match, and I'm going to promise you this. We're going to give you everything that you ever asked for.
It's going to be interesting. A couple of second-generation wrestlers out there taking on these guys.
You know, Black Bart, Dirty White Boy, you can come out here and talk all you want. All you want. Talk is cheap, baby. The fact is, you done bit off more than you can chew. And now, Jeff Jett, myself, Dustin, the natural roads are gonna take care of business. Funky like a monkey style, if you know what I'm saying, baby. Yeah, baby? Yes, sir.
All right. That's all coming up this week, then.
Very good. Jeff Jarrett, Dustin, the natural roads. Action coming up. We'll be back. Don't forget that big boxing match still to go. We'll see you right back here in just a moment.
I want to remind you that this Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m., Riverside Downs, what an exciting night of action that we've got planned for you. It's going to be an 8-match tag team tournament to establish the Kentucky State Tag Team Champions. You're going to see teams from Arkansas, Tennessee, and the surrounding areas team it up for this big 9 top tag team championship. They're all going to be in there going for the first Kentucky State Tag Team Championship belts. Mark Starquist champion will receive first-round buys because of the CWA tag titles. Then the first-round pairings, and listen to the pairings. Billy Travis, Frankie Lancaster against the Dirty Dutchman, Dutch Mantell, and the Master Payne. Bill Dundee and Ricky Morton against the Dion Doug Gilbert. Jeff Jarrett and Dustin Rhodes going against Black Bart and the Dirty White Boy. Then Jerry the King Lawler will team up with Freddie, going against the Blackbirds with Harold Harris. That's this Wednesday night, Riverside Downs, 7:30.
Manager Harold Harris, here are the Blackbirds.
Hey, the Blackbirds are here. You know what that means? That means there's going to be a lot of roughing and stomping and butt kicking here in Tennessee. You know, we're not taking a back seat to anybody, just like Rosa Parks said. You're going to stand up for her rights, and I'm talking to all my brothers and sisters out there, because I'm British. But I tell you, I can be just as down home as anybody. But we're going to get down to the hard facts. Tell them about it, Brett.
Look at here, sucker! Just when y'all thought it was safe to get back in the ring, here's the brick man with his bull jive game. I don't need no introduction, because you know who I am. And my man here, my brother, don't need no introduction. But we'd like to introduce to you Mr. Harold Harris, our financial advisor. Let me tell you something right now. Just like he said, it's going to be some thumping, bumping, and thumping a lot of suckers upside their nappy head. Ice, you need to tell them.
Chill them out, Ice. In other words, people, and all you rooted boots over there, just shut up so we can say what's on our mind. See, we here for a reason and not for a season. We whoop everybody from can to cane in world class. And you think we're going to be playing here? It don't matter who it is. I'm talking about Jessica. I'm talking about the king. To me, he's a real queen. So it don't matter to me, baby. Like I said, we're here for a reason and not for a season. So anybody want us, you don't have to wait. You can get some of this right now. Right now. Because we often imitated and never duplicated. All you bunches. It ain't but one king here. Hell, he's dead. He's dead. So it's time to look up to a new one. And that's right, people. It's the baddest man in this town, and they call him the Blackbird. Ha! Like Mama said, you bunch of rooted poots, it be that way sometime. Have mercy.
Well, there they are, the Blackbirds. Iceman Parsons and Brickhouse Brown with their, they don't call him a manager. They call him financial advisor, Harold Harris. Harold Harris out of England. Brickhouse Brown out of Miami, Florida. Iceman Parsons, St. Louis, Missouri. In the ring against them, both out of Memphis, Tennessee, Ken Raper and Tim Hall. This is going to be a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match. And if I can find the bell, we'll be in good shape here. Ken Raper starting against Brickhouse Brown. One half of the team of the Blackbirds. You know, Andy and Debbie, they called Harold Harris their financial advisor many times. That means that he's stealing money from them. I don't know if that's the particular case this time, but that has proven to be true in the past.
I want to know, after the few close calls that I've had, Dave, what's the possibility of anyone, like, sticking up for me if this happens again?
I'll take care of it, honey. I'll take care of it.
Yeah, Andy's doing a fine job so far.
Good job.
Yes, he is.
He hasn't taken his eye off me. He's watching me. He's watching me.
Iceman Parsons in there against Tim Hall. Blackbirds, heavy favorites coming into the match, no doubt about it. They're going against a couple of guys that just do not have the championship experience that the team of the Blackbirds have. There's a cover by Iceman. Oh, he picked him up. Yeah, there you go. Pick him up. They possibly could have gotten a 3 count. Oh, yeah. Just a little insult. Insult to injury. Iceman Parsons slapping Tim Hall. All right, picks him up by the hair. Harold Harris, their financial advisor over here, really having a good time. Oh, they throw him out on the floor. Look at Harris. Step right over his face.
Now, if he starts something with the ref, you can't do that, can you?
No, this is totally legal. Totally illegal, I beg your pardon. But there, see, the referee is over. He's preoccupied with Raper, and Raper's trying to tell him what's going on over here. And then when he sees it, of course, Harris backs away and says, no, I never touched him. Brickhouse Brown grabbing Tim, rolling him back in the ring. Ken Raper upset over in the corner. Nothing legally he can do about it, of course. He has to stay over in the corner.
Now these guys can't be in the ring together either, can they?
No, they double team. They've got a certain grace period to get out after a tag, but they certainly totally abused it right there.
Okay.
Brickhouse Brown with a boot across the top of the chest. Tim Harris in trouble. He's pretty well been that way since he got in there with this one. The Blackbirds team, Brickhouse Brown and Iceman Parsons once again double up on the exchange. They double team him. Iceman, interesting haircut. Most of his head is shaved except for a little area right on the top in the front. And he has an eye for Iceman carved into that. There's a cover by Iceman Parsons. 1, 2. This time he makes it stick for the 3 count. 2 minutes, 47 seconds. And the team of the Blackbirds, Iceman Parsons and Brickhouse Brown.
Did they win?
Yeah, they've got a victory
won.
as they walk out of here with a victory. As expected, that they probably would walk out with a victory after all over Tim Harris and Ken Raper, who gave it a go, just didn't have the horses to stay with this rugged tag team with their new manager, Harold Harris, the Blackbirds, Iceman Parsons, and Brickhouse Brown. Take a look at them. I'm afraid we're going to be seeing a lot of them around the territory. We'll be back with more in a moment. Out here, Paul. Ronnie P. Gossett out here. Boy, I'm telling you, he's got the boxing gloves on. He's got some headgear on. That's a good thing. Otherwise, the King would probably have him knocked out in about 2.1 seconds.
Now, is the headgear legal today?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, headgear is legal. He's got Master of Pain, who's going to be his corner man, going to be back in the corner. Oh, look at this. Ronnie P. Gossett with a strut. The King hasn't arrived yet. That's one reason he can celebrate out here. Now, a little sparring with the Master of Pain. Ronnie P. Gossett set for a boxing match against the King himself. Bring on Lawler and then bring on Fargo, he says. Well, you got to get past Lawler first. I guarantee you that is not going to be an easy task here, Ronnie P. Gossett. Referee Jerry Calhoun supervising the lacing of the gloves on Gossett. Looking forward to this. This is most unusual. Maybe one time, 14, 15 years ago, we had a boxing match on television on CWA Wrestling. Here comes Lawler in right now. He's only got one glove on and no headgear. And no, he doesn't have headgear. Oh, I see. He's gonna take the cape off and then put the other glove on. He's all decked out in the boxing attire too.
What is the point of them boxing, Dave?
Well, Gossett, I guess, figures he's got a little advantage if he can get the King in a boxing match. I think he probably doesn't know how good the King is with the gloves. This is going to be a 6-round boxing match, 2-minute rounds, and there'll be a 30-second rest period in between rounds.
Okay.
So that's the way this one is stipulated. 6 rounds of boxing, 2-minute rounds each. Ronnie P. Gossett is explaining to the referee that he's the world's finest boxer. Gossett weighs in at 405 pounds, claims to be from Manhattan. I doubt that. The King, you know, at 234 pounds out of Memphis, Tennessee. 6 rounds of boxing. Referee says, we're ready, let's go. First round underway. Gossett, here he comes out of the corner. King just stands there and laughs at him. Oh, yeah, a little strut. There goes Gossett. While you're watching this, let's take a listen to the Master of Pain, who had some words about a match coming up.
You know, never in my life have I been so humiliated to have tar and feathers put all over my body. Yeah, well, that's not ever going to happen again. Because let me tell you something. That's a once-in-a-lifetime deal. Except for you, Lawler. Now the tides are turned, brother. Now you're the one that's going to have to be humiliated in front of all your fans, all your lovely fans that you hold so dear to you. Because I'm going to see to it that everybody understands what the Master of Pain means. And whatever it takes, and whoever it takes, you're all going to feel the wrath of pain, all right? Because I was humiliated. And now it's my turn to make sure you feel what I had to go through.
Well, while you were watching that, we had the first knockdown in the match, and naturally it was the King who knocked down Ronnie P. Gossett, not the other way around. Gossett was over near the ropes, thank goodness, for the sake of the match continuing. I don't think he could have gotten up if he was in the middle of the ring there. He had to use the rope to pull himself up. Look at Lawler nailing him again. Lawler would have already knocked him out if he hadn't had that headgear on. I'm confident of it.
Lawler is just laughing, I noticed. He thinks this whole thing is funny.
Well, Lawler, I mean,
I think it's funny.
Lawler's the unified world champion. Here he is, the athlete Jerry Lawler, and Ronnie P. Gossett, who is a little bit
What
out of
is
shape.
it?
Well, he's a manager, but he also has ways of having people interfere. Hey, we're coming up on 2 minutes here. Into round 1. That's the end of round 1, and we've got a 30-second rest period. And then we'll get round 2 underway. I guess on points, if we were scoring it that way, it would be all Lawler on that one.
Got them all. He sure did.
All right.
I wouldn't
We've got
worry.
about 10 seconds. Master of Pain over in the corner saying, Ronnie, you are doing fine. Just keep going.
I wouldn't be worried if I was Jerry about this guy hitting me, maybe sitting on me. I would worry about that.
Yeah, that would be a danger.
It'd be over for Jerry.
Deb, be nice. Be nice.
Bell has sounded. We are now in the second round. After the 30-second rest, Ronnie P. Gossett still over in the corner. Now, here he comes back out. Lawler just standing there calmly waiting on him. Maybe not bad tactics for Gossett. He wasted 14 seconds of the second round. And Lawler knocks it down again. Gossett goes rolling down on the mat. Kind of looked like Humpty Dumpty rolling around there, huh?
Kind of like a bug. When a bug falls on its back and he can't roll over.
Right. Again, Gossett grabs onto the ropes and helps himself up. Lawler's backed, of course, to the corner. He just waits for him to get back up on his feet. And Gossett is he's not doing the strutting that he was doing early in the first round. As Lawler has had him off his feet twice. Boy, Lawler went after him that time, got him back on the ropes. Master of Pain trips him up from outside. Round 2 is over.
They're cheating, aren't
All right. Round 2 is over, they say. Master of Pain is jumping Lawler. Okay, I see. He's just disqualified. He's just disqualified Gossett for the Master of Pain interfering. That's what's happened. Oh, sure. Now Gossett can nail him. Oh, Master of Pain holds him up there. Look at it. Gossett hits him again. Down to the midsection. Gossett hits him again up the side of the face. Master of Pain holding him up. Oh, now the referee gets hit by Gossett, and now back. Can we get some help out here?
I was going to say, isn't there anyone that can stop him?
For heaven's sakes, we got the Master of Pain who tripped Lawler up in the beginning of this whole thing, about a minute into the second round. Now he drops down on him with a big leg. If anybody's watching the monitor back there, let's get some help out here for Jerry. Gossett hits him again, kind of tapping it. Hey, here comes Freddie, Billy Travis, Jeff Jarrett, Dustin Rhodes, Action Jackson, and there goes the Master of Pain.
They got out it fast, didn't they?
Yeah, followed quickly by Ronnie P. Gossett.
Dave, I want to see Freddie box.
Yeah, so that...
I guess you saw what I did to Jerry Lawler. I'll do the same thing to senile Jackie Fargo.
Well, I saw what happened. I saw the Master of Pain interfere, and I saw you lose that match due to a disqualification right there. Lawler trying to break away to get to him, but they're holding him back. The match is over. Lawler the official winner by disqualification after 1 minute 3 seconds of the second round. We'll be back here with more of CWA Championship Wrestling.
Hello, everyone. Boy, am I excited about this Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Riverside Downs. For the first time, an 8-match tag team tournament to establish Kentucky State Tag Team Champions. 9 top tag teams will be going for the trophies. And the first round pairings, Billy Travis and Frankie Lancaster will be going against the Dirty Dutchman, Dutch Mantell, and the Master of Pain. Bill Dundee and Ricky Morton going against the DI and Doug Gilbert. Jeff Jarrett teaming up with Dustin Rhodes against Black Bart and the Dirty White Boy. Then Jerry the King Lawler and Freddie going against the Blackbirds with Harold Harris.
First of all, Roger, this is the one title that I've never had in my whole career, the Kentucky State Tag Team Championship. And me and the Master of Pain, I'm going to make a prediction. We're going to walk through this whole crew of slugs. It's going to be like a cakewalk. Right, Ronnie?
I don't see any way Ronnie Gossett can lose. I've got Dutch Mantell, the Master of Pain, Black Bart, the Dirty White Boy, a piece of cake. It's a lock.
Have you ever thought that the team that you manage might be going against another team that you manage, Ronnie?
What are you trying to do? Cause some kind of dissension?
No, but it could happen.
Yeah, Ronnie, what if me and Master Pain, we had to wrestle Black Bart and the Dirty White Boy? Where would you be? Would you be with us, or would you be with Bart and White Boy's corner?
Is Black Bart here?
I don't know where Black Bart
No, he's
is.
not here.
Keep up.
I'm with you, Dutch, all the way.
Good. I knew you'd see it my way. But Henderson, I'm going to tell you, me and the Master of Pain, we're going to take out whoever we're against in the first round. We're going to take whoever we're against in the second round. And we're going to take it all the way to the third round. And we're going to walk away, Ronnie. Mark my words. We're tied here, baby.
You better believe we're tied.
Me and the Master of Pain, we're going to walk away from Henderson, Kentucky, the Kentucky State Tag Team Champions, and I want a trophy, and we're going to have a party. We're going to get some money, and I just hope that Lawler's around with his friend Freddie, because we're geared up for them.
That's the only friend he has.
Yeah, that's the only friend he'll ever have.
6-man tag team action in the main event here today. Oh, here's the music that tells me Jeff Jarrett is not far away. He's got his partners, Dustin Rhodes and Freddie.
Now this is 3 men on each team, Dave.
3 men on a team, right. 6-man tag team action. Freddie, Jeff Jarrett, and Dustin Rhodes on one side. On the other, it's Keith Robertson and Rough and Ready. Keith Robertson hands out the sunglasses and the warm-up vest that he has. And I assume Robertson is going to be starting this one. Well, no, maybe not. He climbs out. We'll have to wait and see who's going to start. Look at Freddie in there. Freddie starting for the corner. Still got those claws on his right hand. Those will have to go. They disappear. He has to hand those out of the ring before the match starts. Freddie. Yeah, removing the hat and the claws. Hands it out. Yeah, now it's out of the ring. Referee calls for the bell. Jeff Jarrett with a pat on the head from Freddie, as Jeff is going to be starting against Reddy, it looks like, for the team of Ruff and Reddy and Keith Robertson. Jeff Jarrett, one of the fine athletes in the wrestling profession. Andy and Debbie, Jeff is a former great high school basketball player, so he has got quite an athletic background even before he got into wrestling. And, of course, he's a second-generation wrestler and one of the top young wrestlers in the world. Dustin Rhodes, the natural, the son, of course, of Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. Good drop kick by Dustin. Reddy found himself, finds himself again on the mat. Dustin over to the corner, makes the tag, and here comes Freddie. Freddie with a headbutt. That's interesting move. Hey, over to the corner, the tag made on Keith Robertson, and Robertson says, oh, no. I'm not real interested in climbing in the ring right now. Freddie says, come on in.
Tag, don't you have to go in?
Yep, you have to go in. No, you took the tag, Keith. You got to go in there. You either got to go in or the referee will count to 10, and then your team is counted out, and you lose if that's the case.
And he's going in and out.
Yeah, well, technically he can do that. He stepped in, he got into the ring, but now that he's back out, the referee can again start the count, and he'll back Freddie up, and then he'll turn and start the count again.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Robertson this time, though, does come through the ropes without the referee counting on him. Freddie, they're saying.
I think everybody's afraid the ugly will rub off, Dave. Nobody wants to get close to him.
Well, I tell you, I think the main thing is because he's tough. And
afraid
also,
of him.
look out.
Oh, no.
Down here on the floor, stay loose. Over there.
Wait a minute.
Freddie back in the ring, and Jeff says, hey, it's me, partner. Yeah, a little handshake from Freddie there, but see what he did? He cleaned out that whole corner. Ruff and Reddy and Keith Robertson all down here on the floor.
Anytime you get out of your chair, Dave, I'm getting out of my chair.
Well, I tell you, when Freddie is wandering around down here, I'm out of my chair because sometimes Freddie takes him a second to realize where he is and who he's looking at. Jeff Jarrett makes the tag, and here comes Freddie, and there goes Reddy. Reddy says, let's have a conference here. They are just not interested in being in that ring against this man right here, Freddie. Freddie gets a little upset because nobody will wrestle him. Count started. Reddy is back in the ring. Freddie just in there waiting for him. Reaching with that right hand.
I think Freddie had a rough night last night, Dave.
Most of them, I think, have been. Freddie reaching with that right hand. That's the one with the claw. He goes after it, grabs him on the ropes. He's got him half in the ring, half out of the ring, reaching for the mask. And Reddy down here on the floor. Now, Reddy calls Ruff down and says, hey, what do we do? Can we double team him? Can we triple team him? What can we do? Oh, I know. I see what they did. They sent Ruff in there. They didn't make a tag. That's not legal, but, of course, they both have the mask on and the black tights and the boots. They had just made an illegal switch. But that's Ruff in there right now. Jeff Jarrett is in there, too. They made a legal tag as Freddie went over to the corner. Jeff Jarrett sent him high up in the air and just let him bounce. Now a little flip in the center of the ring. Jeff for momentum off the ropes. Drops down with the upper arm. And Ruff gets covered. Count of one. No, can't make it stick. Out of one count, though. Jeff looking good. Over to the corner. Tags Dustin Rhodes. Dustin in at 247 pounds. And there goes Ruff into the ropes. Runs right into Dustin Rhodes. Dustin's father, of course, the legend, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Dustin making quite a name for himself. He wrestled, you had the shoulders down. I thought he might have a 3 count on him, but he ended up only getting whoa, Freddie out of the ring. Down on the floor. Dustin Rhodes continues to work. on Rupp in the ring. Well, as I started to say, most recently, Dustin was wrestling around Florida. In here in the CWA now. Just made the tag on Jeff Jarrett. Yeah. With the suplex, puts him down. Count of 1, 2. Oh, thought maybe he had him, but he only had a 2 count. Over to the corner, makes the tag. Dustin Rhodes back in. Rupp. Oh, the double drop kick. They double up a little bit. And Jeff heads for the corner. Dustin Rhodes backs him into the rope. Tags Freddie. Lets him go by. Freddie grabs him with that claw. A big right hand. Is this going to be it? Yes, sir. Referee says ring it. Got a submission. And Freddie and the team of Dustin Rhodes and Jeff Jarrett have got themselves a victory, as Rupp had no choice but to give it up. Now they got to get the hole broken. Jeff and Dustin telling Freddie, hey, we got it won. Back off. Freddie, say the fans. As Freddie steps in there immediately after the tag, and they walk out with a win in this fall. 4 minutes and 5 seconds the time, as Jeff Jarrett, Dustin Rhodes, and Freddie are now 1 fall up. We'll check the time, and we'll be back with you. Left. It's an expiration of time match. We're going to bring them back for a second fall of action here. First fall went to first fall went to Keith Robertson, came in yelling. Went to Freddie, Jeff Jarrett, and Dustin Rhodes as they got the win in 4 minutes 5 seconds. This team right here, Robertson comes in. Yeah, we're going to take them this time, but when they see Freddie, you notice how they all back up when Freddie jumped in that ring?
They are scared of him.
Yeah.
I'm scared of him.
With good reason, let me tell you. Freddie, Dustin Rhodes, and Jeff Jarrett all waiting. It's going to be Freddie starting. Referee says, let's get it going. It'll be Freddie starting against Rupp. That's the way the first fall ended.
Now, does he take his claws off, Dave, because is that illegal to have in the ring?
No, that is legal. You can't do that. Yeah, that is legal. What you may not do, of course, you may not have like steel-toed boots in the ring and things like that.
Well, I just want Freddie to know that Debbie and I are both on his side.
100%.
Freddie takes Rupp over to the corner, into the knee of Jeff Jarrett.
You know, and he's smaller than the other guys, too, and that's what's so funny. They're so scared of him, and he's really the smallest one up there.
He is, in fact, the shortest one, but...
Mean.
Well, he can be if he needs to. He gets the job done, I guess we could say. Off the ropes. Rupp runs into a big upper arm by Jeff Jarrett. Tag made, and here comes Dustin Rhodes. Dustin comes down with the upper arm. Rupp, boy, he has really, really had troubles here today. He lost the first fall as Freddie got the claw on him. And Freddie, Jeff, and now Dustin have been working on him so far in this second fall. Nice rolling arm lock. Dustin Rhodes takes him over, picks him up, twist. Let's see the little half twist he kind of puts on that arm, put a little pressure on it. Big slam by Dustin Rhodes. Rupp over to the corner and makes the tag on Reddy. Keith Robertson. If you hear that yelling in the background, that's Keith Robertson pleading his case to the fans. I couldn't understand what he was saying, but he was apparently saying, all right, we've got it going now. Doesn't look that way, though, does it? Jeff Jarrett over to the corner, tags Dustin Rhodes again. Freddie's down on the floor around the ring, and Robertson took a shortcut through the ring. And Freddie finally heads back up to the ring apron and for his corner. Meanwhile, in the ring, Dustin Rhodes has made a tag on Jeff Jarrett.
It's kind of dark down here underneath this table, Dave.
Boy, it's a good place to be, though. A little protection. Freddie running around. There's a cover by Jeff. Got a 1. Nope, can't make it stick past the 2 count.
I hope that ref gets paid well.
Jeff Jarrett around behind with a face lock. Actually, he's got him around the chin. Jeff bounces him off the rope, dumps him over the back. Dustin Rhodes will be coming in after the tag. Reddy again goes firing into the ropes. Upper arm by Dustin. Dustin drops down, covers 1, 2. He got him. 3 count. And the second fall is history. This one, 3 minutes, 12 seconds. Freddie is inviting Robertson, rough and ready, into the ring, and Robertson saying, backing up all the way.
Freddie doesn't get enough.
Robertson, he was yelling at somebody to come out of the ring, but I guarantee you it wasn't Freddie. He wasn't asking him out of there. There are your winners right there. 2 straight falls. Jeff Jarrett, Dustin Rhodes, and Freddie. We've got an interview right now. A couple of guys that have been going against each other, and Gossett's been threatening him here today, too. Talking about the original fabulous one, Jackie Fargo. Here are his comments about that upcoming match.
And when I came in, I had a call. Called Memphis, Tennessee, the wrestling promoter. I said, well, I'm sure he just wants to shoot the breeze. And he said something about Gossett boxing. I said, Gossett, boxing? You mean he boxes apples and oranges and tomatoes or what? He said, no. He boxes, in the ring boxing. He's been training, wanting to box you. He wants to box me, the fabulous Fargo? You gotta be kidding me. Are you in your right mind, Gossett? Do you know where you're coming from, pal? Do you know what you're getting yourself into? I don't think you do. But I jumped on it. I said, yes, sir-ree. What are you talking about, man? That's right down my alley. Well, you punk, you couldn't beat me in a million years. And let me tell you something else you can't do. Now, I know that you think you're going to get poor old innocent fabulous one up there and just take your little crew and just jump right down his throat. It ain't going to work that way, pal. Now, you bring your little army and call wherever you want and bring who you really. I'm serious. I don't care if you bring 10 people to ringside with you. Or 12. Bring as many as you want. I'll put that in the contract. You know who I'm bringing with me? Gossett, I'm bringing the Nut House, Roughhouse Fargo.
Oh, right, the Nut House, he calls him, Roughhouse Fargo. You wrestling fans who know him, you know about Roughhouse Fargo. If you don't, just let me tell you, he is tough, he's rugged, he is most unpredictable, but he will make things interesting when he shows up at the arena, let me tell you. Roughhouse Fargo coming in, just announced by the fabulous one himself, the original fabulous one, Jackie Fargo. Looking forward to that action as they go against Ronnie P. Gossett IV. Well, we had quite a bit of action here today. We had Master of Pain in here. Master of Pain, heavy favorite, coming in his match, and he did win it. Less than a minute was the time on it. Didn't get to see a lot of it because Ronnie P. Gossett was over here running his mouth during most of that match, but the Master of Pain did, in fact, get the victory. By the way, I'd like to thank Andy and Debbie Montgomery for joining us today. Black Bart and the Dirty White Boy won their match, too. Had very little trouble in taking that victory. Just had too much in the way of being veterans and rugged championship caliber wrestlers, and they won their match. Then the Blackbirds, Iceman Parsons, Brickhouse Brown, a couple of wrestlers that you know individually around the CWA, but they're back in the CWA as a tag team for the first time back in the area, by the way, as part of the open door policy announced a few weeks ago by Jerry Jarrett, in from World Class, the Blackbirds. Jerry Lawler, then in the boxing match, it had been scheduled to go 6 rounds, Lawler against Ronnie P. Gossett. Gossett was in here strutting around and all of that before it started. Lawler got the better of him for most of the first round of the match and had the better of him after 1:03 of the second round when the Master of Pain interfered. That got Gossett disqualified, so after 1:03 of the second round in the boxing match, the King, Jerry Lawler, gets the victory. Dustin Rhodes, Jeff Jarrett, and Freddie won 2 straight falls in the 6-man tag match, so they take home the victory there in 2 straight. We are all out of time for it today, but we'll be back next week. We hope you'll be joining us at that time. Until then, I'm Dave Brown. So long, everybody. The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of championship wrestling.